Hello. This man is known as the top murderer in Hunan, China to date. This case not only shocked Hunan but the entire nation, being considered an exceptionally severe and rare case. Due to the seriousness of the crime, the police mobilized nearly 3,000 personnel to capture the perpetrator. To everyone's surprise, the murderer turned out to be none other than the victim's nephew. What happened? How bad was the relationship between these people for such a tragedy to occur? Let's delve into the details of the story of Hunan's top devil. Li Qinghai, born in 1969 in a normal family in Sanchang Village, Hunan, China. His parents' marriage was arranged and lacked affection. Even after Li Qinghai was born, the atmosphere at home remained tense. Eventually, his mother decided to leave when Li Qinghai was only 3 years old. At that time, he was too young to understand his mother's departure. It wasn't until he went to school and was mocked by his peers as a motherless child that he realized the significance of her leaving. Growing up in such an environment, Li Qinghai became increasingly rebellious, cold, and ruthless. Not only was he mocked by his peers, but he was also often harassed by his uncle. Li Qinghai's father, Li Megan, and his younger brother, Li Maso, frequently quarreled over land issues, causing tension between their families. Li Maso's family had 6 sons and often bullied Li Megan's family, which had only 1 son. Knowing he was at a disadvantage, Li Megan could only endure it. Li Qinghai grew up under the bullying of his uncle's family. Li Xuanhua and Li Guanghua, Li Maso's sons, frequently came over to beat him, fueling his hatred and desire for revenge. He vowed to retaliate 100-fold for the suffering he had endured. In high school, Li Qinghai began associating with delinquents, committing thefts everywhere. His uncle, Li Manan, took him in and tried to reform him, but Li Qinghai's aggressive nature did not change. Within a year, he and local unemployed youths committed over 10 thefts and robberies in Lengshui-jiang and nearby areas. By June 1989, Li Qinghai was finally apprehended by the police due to his disruptive behavior. During this time, his father, Li Megan, visited him in jail, not to advise him to reform, but to lament how Li Maso's 6 sons took advantage of Li Qinghai's imprisonment to abuse him without restraint. Seeing his father in tears, Li Qinghai's heart broke, and he promised to avenge his father as soon as he was released. However, before he could be released, tragedy struck. A villager named Li Ziwen attempted to break into Li Qinghai's house to steal, but fled upon realizing someone was home. Li Megan, unwilling to spend money on repairs, did not fix the broken window. His brother, Li Hongtai, couldn't resist the temptation and broke into Li Megan's house to steal. When Li Megan unexpectedly returned and caught him, a struggle ensued, resulting in Li Hongtai accidentally stabbing Li Megan in the neck, killing him instantly. Later that night, Li Hongtai surrendered to the police, confessing his crime. Li Qinghai was temporarily released to arrange his father's funeral. Overwhelmed with grief and anger, he vowed to seek revenge on Li Hongtai's brother, Li Ziwen, blaming him for the broken window that led to the theft and his father's death. Upon returning to prison, Li Qinghai cooperated with the police to expose a major robbery, earning a reduced sentence and early release. From the moment he left prison, his only thought was revenge, despite having no clear plan for his future. Upon returning to his hometown, he lived a very secluded life, hardly interacting with anyone, waiting for the right moment to act. However, while he was planning his revenge, Li Ziwen was arrested for theft. Losing his initial target for revenge, Li Qinghai, filled with resentment, redirected his anger towards another target, his uncle, Li Maso. Li Qinghai believed that his uncle's family had mistreated his father, Li Megan, many times when he was home alone, contributing to his father's death. Furthermore, Li Megan died from excessive blood loss due to a severed vein, which could have been prevented if he had been taken to the hospital in time. Even if Li Maso's sons did not help apprehend Li Hongtai, their failure to assist their uncle was unforgivable. Reflecting on the deep-seated hatred between the two families over the past 20 years, Li Qinghai was even more determined to seek revenge. Thus, his uncle Li Maso's family and his cousin Li Xuanhua became his new targets. However, due to the large number of people in Li Maso's family, he could not act rashly. Therefore, he decided to target Li Ziwen's household before exacting revenge on Li Ziwen himself. Although Li Ziwen was serving his sentence, his wife and children were still at home. Li Qinghai aimed at Li Ziwen's wife, Xiao, planning to use his charm to seduce her. His plan was to seduce her, and then persuade her to poison Li Maso's family. But perhaps Li Maso's time had not yet come, as their illicit relationship was discovered before the plan could succeed, forcing Li Qinghai to abandon it and seek another method. In 1994, Li Qinghai and Xiao fled together to Shenzhen. They had no money or stable jobs. In their desperate situation, Li Qinghai forced her into prostitution. After selling her to a brothel, he felt no guilt, but rather satisfaction for having exacted some measure of revenge. Not stopping there, Li Qinghai returned to his hometown and tricked over 50 young girls into working at his hair salon under the pretense of helping them find jobs. These young girls became his money-making tools, earning him 200,000 yuan annually. As his wealth grew, he began implementing his horrific murder plans. The first person Li Qinghai targeted was Li Hongcheng. At 2 years old, Li Hongcheng's mother left to be with another man. Later, when Li Hongcheng, filled with hope, sought his mother, he faced a harsh rejection, losing all hope in life. At this moment, Li Qinghai approached him, and their similar childhood losses quickly bonded them. Additionally, Li Qinghai provided Li Hongcheng with food, clothes, and money. Moved by this help, Li Hongcheng became a loyal accomplice. Subsequently, Li Qinghai recruited more accomplices, including Xu Jiancheng, Liang Daxi, and Zhang Kaotai. By 1995, Li Qinghai met the love of his life. He married a factory worker in Lengshui-jiang and had a cute, lovely son. Theoretically, with enough money and a warm family, he no longer needed to risk seeking revenge. However, the desire for revenge was deeply ingrained in his mind, driving him further into a life of crime. Not wanting his wife and child to be implicated, he heartlessly forced his wife to divorce him. While he was secretly preparing his revenge plan, an event in June 1999 accelerated his plans. Li Qinghai instructed Li Hongcheng to lure the daughter of a coal mine owner, Zhang, from Lengshui-jiang to Shanghai for prostitution. Xu Jiancheng, aware of the plan, secretly informed Mr. Zhang. Learning about this, Li Hongcheng reported to Li Qinghai, who scolded him severely. Angry at being reprimanded, Xu Jiancheng took a fake 64 Type pistol and 5,000 yuan and left Shanghai. Furious at Xu Jiancheng's defiance, Li Qinghai ordered Zhang Kaotai and Liang Daxi to punish Xu Jiancheng severely. On the night of August 4th, Zhang Kaotai and Liang Daxi broke into Xu Jiancheng's house with knives. Not finding him at home, they severely injured his wife and left a threatening message. "If you don't come back, your entire family won't survive." Realizing the true nature of Li Qinghai and his gang, Xu Jiancheng, with no way out, decided to surrender to the police and provided information about Li Qinghai and his gang's activities in Shanghai. Upon receiving the report, the Xinshan County Criminal Police immediately sent a task force to Shanghai to arrest Li Qinghai, Li Hongcheng, and others involved. However, Li Qinghai had arranged for surveillance in Lengshui-jiang and learned about the police's actions, quickly changing their location. Knowing that escaping wouldn't be sustainable, he decided to carry out his revenge plan without delay. On August 12th, Li Qinghai bought 2 64 Type pistols and 30 bullets in Guiyang, then secretly returned to Xinshan from Shanghai. To ensure the success of his revenge plan, he organized a courage test for his accomplices before taking action. He kidnapped a taxi driver and then called Li Hongcheng, Liang Daxi, Zhang Kaotai, and others to join him. The group then rode their motorcycles straight towards the village where Li Qinghai grew up. On the way, they encountered an accountant who was taking money to the town, robbed him of 70,000 yuan, and then continued towards Li Maso's house. Although Li Maso had passed away, his 6 sons still lived in the village. Li Qinghai and 3 of his accomplices went to Li Xuanhua's house. Seeing Li Xuanhua drinking with his brother, Li Guanghua, Li Qinghai shot Li Xuanhua dead without a word. Then, he also killed Li Guanghua's wife. Liang Daxi and Zhang Kaotai went on a rampage, slashing anyone they encountered on the way. Li Guanghua, witnessing the horrific scene, screamed in terror and quickly ran into the house. The 4 men chased him closely. In the living room, 2-year-old Yang Yuan, with fear in her eyes, stared at Li Qinghai. In her innocent eyes, she did not understand what was happening, but in his madness, Li Qinghai stabbed her in the chest. Blood poured out, and poor Yang Yuan, unable to cry, left this strange and beautiful world too soon. In the bedroom, Li Xuanhua's 8-year-old daughter, Li Yuding, was doing her homework at the desk. Before she could turn around, Li Qinghai stabbed her twice. In just a few short minutes, everyone in the house was killed. Li Qinghai's group then stormed into the homes of Li Guihua and Li Yuehua. Once again, they massacred their uncle's entire family, killing 13 people. Fortunately, 2 people were rescued in time and survived. After slaughtering Li Maso's family, Li Qinghai, covered in blood, went to his father's grave, knelt, kowtowed 3 times, and then quickly left the scene. They hijacked a taxi and demanded the driver take them away. However, the driver, seeing their fierce appearance and bloodstains, initially refused but eventually let them in. The driver then deliberately drove near a police station, lowered the window, and signaled the police on duty. Receiving the signal, the police immediately stopped the car for inspection. Li Qinghai and his accomplices, already on edge, revealed their ferocious nature during the check. They shot and wounded the police officer and fled. Li Qinghai and Zhang Kaiotai ran ahead, hijacked a motorcycle, and forced the rider to head towards Xinshin Station. Li Hongcheng and Liang Daxi also hijacked another motorcycle. Due to the severity of the crime, the police mobilized 3,000 officers to capture them. In such a small town, no matter how skilled they were, it was difficult to escape the law. Indeed, under the intense police pursuit, the whereabouts of the 3 accomplices were quickly discovered, and they were arrested one by one. However, Li Qinghai managed to escape. Nonetheless, through Zhang Kaiyotai's confession, the police learned that Li Qinghai might have boarded a train to Shanghai and immediately contacted the train station. Upon learning that train No. 428 to Shanghai had departed, they ordered the train to stop. Hundreds of police officers boarded the train and conducted a thorough search. Finally, they found Li Qinghai hiding under a seat in carriage No. 4. They seized a fake .64 type pistol with 2 unused bullets and some stolen items. This particularly serious robbery and murder case was finally resolved, with all perpetrators arrested. In November 1999, Li Qinghai and his 3 accomplices were taken to the execution ground and executed after their gruesome massacre. This case illustrates that all our actions carry corresponding consequences. If we act positively and kindly, good things will come to us. Conversely, if we act negatively and harbor evil intentions, we will face undesirable outcomes. Good deeds bring blessings, while bad deeds bring disaster. That concludes our video. What do you think of this case? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to follow us to receive the latest updates on our videos.